Rosa Benta is in a bind. The 69-year-old Brazilian has to decide whether to buy food or the fuel to cook it.
When I have money for cooking gas, I can't afford to buy rice and beans. What am I going to do? I don't know what we're going to do with our lives. Honestly, I don't know what we're going to do with our lives.
Brazil depends on hydroelectric generation for 2/3 of its power, and it's in the midst of its worst drought in almost a century. The government, in response, raised the cost of energy, leaving people like Rosa to foot the bill. Rising energy costs are a big concern for countries further north, where lower temperatures are settling in.
We see that the cold weather is coming fast. We need heating in apartments. If you go to the poorer areas where there is suffering, no one puts on the heating, because everyone knows they won't be able to pay for it.
Gas prices in Europe are up almost 600% this year. It's partly attributed to low inventories and surging demand in Asia. The finger has also been pointed at Russia. President Vladimir Putin says reliance on market forces and poor planning is the actual cause.
Gas consumption depends on the season. During the summer season, gas reserves are generally supplied ahead of the winter season. But this year, even after the cold winter in Europe, many countries did not do that.
Green energy is also being blamed. The European Union denies this, saying it's because of reliance on fossil fuel. The EU Commissioner for Energy, Kadri Simpson, says sustainable power is the solution.
We do not yet have enough of that green, affordable energy for everyone. We need to speed up the green transition, not slow it down.
The European Council will meet this week to discuss how to increase supplies. The UK is the hardest hit in Europe by the energy crisis. It also says reliance on fossil fuels means it's time to change.
Our exposure to volatile global gas prices underscores the importance of our plan to build a strong, homegrown renewable energy sector to strengthen our energy security into the future.
The United States, the world's top producer of natural gas, is seeing price hikes as well. Bloomberg reports American utilities will use over 20% more coal to make up for the rising costs. Prices in the U.S. have jumped by almost half this year. Oil and natural gas prices have been increasing in tandem. Energy Secretary Jennifer Granholm says the U.S. can tap into its oil reserves to bring down what Americans have to pay at the pump. Northeast China was one of the first places in the world to see the onset of higher prices. Rolling blackouts hit late last month. Local officials blamed the rising prices of coal.
This year's electricity consumption in the Liaoning region has increased 10% year on year. Most of the electricity in this season comes from the thermal power. However, with coal prices running high, some of the power plants have to slow or cut their output amid high demand.
China says it will raise the cost of electricity on the private sector. Energy authorities say it will mean power generation will no longer be a loss leader. The International Energy Agency says rising fuel costs may increase inflation and make a global economic recovery amid an ongoing pandemic more difficult. This crisis comes ahead of the COP26 climate change summit in Glasgow next month. World leaders, on the one hand, will be pressured to step up commitments. On the other, they will face pressure to keep the economy afloat, including by burning more fossil fuels. Timothy Ulrich, CGTN.